It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Yeah, welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, hey, from the beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Well, we got a great show for you today. Later on, we're going to have George Donnelly and Jim Babb from WeWon'tFly.com. And then we'll have Meg McLean, the young lady that was searched at the TSA in Miami. Going to get it all in the archive. Now, what we have right now, for a short time, we got Judge Jim Gray. Now, he's been a trial judge in Orange County, California since '83, back in the day. Now, he was a volunteer in the Peace Corps in Costa Rica, staff judge. He was a defense attorney in Navy JAG. I mean, the boy's got skills. Federal prosecutor in Los Angeles, so he knows how the system really works, and he's one of our featured speakers at freedomsummit.com. freedomsummit.com, the first weekend in December here in Arizona, IA. It's going to be lovely. Now, we got him ready to get on a plane in Kauai. In Hawaii, he's out there ready to get on. What kind of plane are you going to be getting on there, Judge?
No, it's an ultralight, so we're going to be, it's going to be fun. Just go down, up and down the coast.
You have to go through a metal detector, get frisked, get past it, pat down, did you?
No, actually, they're going to let us alone on this one.
Oh, but then you got to come back. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. Go ahead and, at the Freedom Summit, it's great to have you participate with us. And we have Judge John Buttrick's a sitting judge here also, and there'll be a program. It's kind of the justice system on trial. And criminal defense attorney and a partner on the Freedom Summit, Mark J. Victor, is going to be, giving a woohoo. We give you guys special treatment, 90-minute lunch program. It's going to be of great interest to a lot of people. And I know you got a short time now, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of give a flavor to the people that may be attending the Freedom Summit and how you see all this coming down over the last few years. You've been involved in paying attention. Give us your spiel, man.
Well, it's critically important that we remember that the goal of the criminal justice system is not to arrest people, incarcerate, punish. The goal is to keep us as safe as we can be. And we always need to focus on that. We need to set up a system that really encourages people to do what is socially acceptable. And so we'll be talking about the failed and hopeless war on drugs, which I call, and I mean it, it's the biggest failed policy in the history of our country, second only to slavery. We'll also talk about what works and what doesn't work. So, it sounds like maybe to get into some liberal, gushy policies, but education does work. Honestly, prevention and treatment does work. Individual responsibility, of course, is key, and I'm a libertarian and believe strongly in that. And also incentives, financial incentives, again, to encourage people to do what's appropriate. We can talk about the death penalty, which, regardless of your point of view, philosophically, politically, it just isn't working. It's enormously expensive to the taxpayer, holds the victims of the family of the people that are killed, etc., keeps them in limbo for decades. So we will be talking about a lot of these things. And liberty, education works. Freedom of choice in education works. And so, if you're going to talk about education, you want to say that we need people to be able to choose, the parents to be able to choose how and where their children are educated. And today, of course, the government basically chooses that, and the whole system is simply not working. We need to bring competition back into the education system. We need to bring competition back into the healthcare system, because the government dictating our healthcare flat out does not work. In that regard, we're galloping in the wrong direction. So there's a great deal to talk about, but mostly it comes down to freedom. It comes down to liberty and, of course, responsibility. And, of course, I know that's what Freedom Fest stands for as well.
Freedom Summit, freedomsummit.com.
Freedom Summit. Right. Yeah, I was at Freedom Fest before, and you're right. Freedom Summit is even higher than a fest, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the reason we call it a summit is because the audience gets to participate a lot. And we wanted to make sure that a lot of the people, we try and keep it not too big. You know, if we start getting over 200 people, it kind of loses its flavor. So what we do is we make sure that the audience has the opportunity to participate. And the one thing that I want to make sure that we get from your perspective is the court system is all about, our ability to be able to what? To adjudicate people participating and dissenting peacefully? Are they there to be referee, or is the court system there to always take the side of the man? And it's kind of seen what's going on in that role. Do you see they're kind of, losing legitimacy? Are we looking into the future 10, 20 years from now and still having a U.S. federal government? Or do you see that there needs to be dramatic change, or it's just going to evaporate? I don't know. What's going to happen to the empire?
Well, it's the nature of a bureaucracy. It's the nature of a big government to increase its power, to increase its money, to increase its say-so. And it's up to us to support the Constitution to keep that government where it's supposed to be, which is smaller, effective, also, of course, enforcing individual responsibility, but not going much beyond that, because it's up to the individuals to be able to live their life free of government interference as long as my actions don't harm other people. And we're getting away from that. We're certainly gotten away from that with regard to the war on drugs. We're getting away from that in a lot of other things as well. And we need, as the people, as Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson would say, to keep the government under our control instead of vice versa. That's where Freedom Summit comes in. That's where all good citizens should come in, to make sure that we are the commanders of the government and not the other way around.
I tell you something, the audience will be talking about it more this hour, but and next. I just got a call from the TSA. Heather Callahan is the acting federal security director for Phoenix and the Spoke airports here in Arizona. And we're having a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with the Phoenix Police, Phoenix Aviation Department, the Phoenix Police Union, and everybody, liaisons to the TSA, because the day before Thanksgiving, we will be voicing our dissent. And I want to make sure that, people don't die. I mean, we all understand our roles here. And the justice system, I get the impression, once you're in, once they charge you with something, Department of Homeland Security is the justice system. It's going to be, just want to make sure we're not going to walk right onto a Guantanamo bus, never be heard from again. So we do everything we can to make sure everybody knows what their role is. So do you see dissent as a viable mechanism to have this change, or is it just politics? Is it voting? Is it lawsuits?
No, Ernie.
What do you see?
Ernie, dissent is patriotic. Dissent is something that's critically important. And honestly, with regard to the TSA, it's become a large bureaucracy in itself, and they have all of these bureaucratic rules on this, that, and the other thing. Getting on a plane at Los Angeles Airport, they made me take my wallet out. Well, no one else has made me take my wallet out. And
the federal government makes you take your wallet out and give them the money all the time.
Yeah, well, all of that's true, too. But we're just about to take off, so I'm looking forward to being with you at the Freedom Summit. What we're doing is really important, and I'm looking forward mostly to the questions from your audience there. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, it is. Thank you, Judge Gray, for coming on and interrupting your vacation. Enjoy yourself without the pre-group to go flying. And thanks for coming on. Enjoy yourself, man.
Gotcha, Ernie. Okay, good luck to us all. See you soon.
Oh, man, it's going to be a great summit. and you guys want to be there, yeah, be there, be square. You know, here at the Freedom Summit, we always have a good time. It's just for all of us to get together, enjoy ourselves, and advocate for freedom. And sometimes to do that, you just got to dissent. We'll be right back here on Declare Your Independence in just a little bit.